when to use them. Understand the significance of the Scout Badge. Take part in the Scoutmasters Conference. Erik earned this rank on February 14th, 1985. Please go on.
Another skill award, but in which Erik chose was communication skill. Take part in the Scoutmaster Conference. Erik earned a second-class rank on September 18th, 1985. Please move to the next stage.
Be cooking on one of the skill awards so that you have 8 in all. The other skill award Erik chose was swimming. Earn first aid merit badge. For swimming, tell what precautions must be taken for a safe swim. Jump feet first into water 50 meters or 50 yards, whichever you prefer. During the swim, stop, make a sharp turn, level off, and resume swimming. Take part in the Scoutmasters Conference. Erik earned his first class scout rank on February 13th, 1980.
You need your other shirt?
Scout. Show Scout spirit. Earn 5 more merit badges so that you have 6 in all, including any 3 more from the required list of Eagle. Erik chose the following merit badges: metalwork, art, swimming, environmental science, and personal fitness. While a first-class scout, take part in service projects totaling at least 6 hours of work. These projects must be approved by your Scoutmaster. Erik's service projects consisted of helping the elderly at the Sunrise Retirement Home. While a first-class scout, serve actively for 4 months in one or more of the following positions, or carry out a Scoutmaster's assigned leadership project to help the troop. Erik was a patrol leader, senior patrol leader, and a librarian. Take part in a Scoutmaster's Conference. Erik earned his star rank on July 22nd, 1986. Please go to the next.
Life rank for Scout Spirit. Earn 5 more merit badges so that you have 11 in all, including any 3 more from the required list for Eagle. Erik chose the following merit badges: camping, communication, citizenship in the community, canoeing, and wood carving. While a Star Scout, take part in a service project totaling at least 6 hours of work. These projects must be approved by your Scoutmaster. Erik's service project took place at the Sunrise Retirement Home. While a Star Scout, serve actively for 6 months in one or more of the leadership positions listed in Requirement 5 for Star Scout. He served as an assistant senior patrol leader. Take part in your Scoutmaster Conference. Erik earned his life rank on June 18, 1987.
Once as a life scout. Number 2, show Scout spirit. Number 3, earn a total of 21 merit badges. Erik earned emergency preparedness, citizenship in the nation, safety, orienteering, archery, fish and wildlife management, salesmanship, leather work, citizenship in the world, actively for a period of 6 months in one or more of the following positions. Erik served as a senior patrol leader and a member of the leadership corps. Number 5, while a life scout, plan, develop, and give leadership to others in a service project helpful to your religious institution, school, or community. The project idea must be approved by your Scoutmaster and troop committee and reviewed by your council or district before you start. He did his at Everglades National Park on June 17, 1989, and requirement number 6, take a part in a Scoutmasters Conference, and Erik became an Eagle Scout on July 20th, 1989. His project was held on at Everglades National Park and consisted of picking up trash along the side of the main road leading to Flamingo. Results were that 26 miles of the roadside trash was cleaned up, while in return helped the environment in the community. The Everglades National Park Service. Erik earned his Eagle rank on July 20th, 1989.
I think I need
They're recording. And keep it to pass.
Take off pass, please. Please join me in the presentation.
Scout salute.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Post color.
prayer, please. Our dear Heavenly Father, we do thank you for this night that you've given to us. We thank you for this opportunity that we've come to share with the happiness and joy of this one young man. We pray thy hands on him and blessings for his life, Lord. We thank you for what he is, and we pray that you might help him to become that type of man that you would have him to be. Bless him and his family, Father, this moment we pray, and all his friends that are here, Father. We ask these things in Jesus' name, that's what we say. Amen.
On my honor, I'll do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Scout Law.
Scout is trustworthy. The Scout tells the truth. He keeps his promises. Honesty is a part of his code of conduct. People can depend on him.
The Scout is loyal. The Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. The Scout is helpful. The Scout is concerned about other people. He does things willingly for others without pain or reward. A Scout is friendly. A Scout is friend to all. He's a brother to other Scouts. He seeks to understand others. He respects those with ideas and customs other than his own.
A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone regardless of age or position. He knows good manners make it easier for people to get along together. The Scout is kind. The Scout understands there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as he wants to be treated. He does not hurt or kill harmless things without reason.
A Scout is obedient. A Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he tries to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disorderly.
A Scout is cheerful. A Scout looks for the bright side of things. He cheerfully does tasks that come his way. He tries to make others happy.
The Scout is thrifty. The Scout works to pay his way and to help others. He saves for unforeseen needs. He protects and conserves natural resources. He carefully uses time and property.
A Scout is brave. A Scout can face danger even if he is afraid. He has the courage to stand for what he thinks is right, even if others laugh at him or threaten him.
The Scout is clean. A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He goes around with those who believe in living by the same ideals. He keeps his home and community clean.
A Scout is reverent. A Scout is reverent toward God. He is faithful in his religious duties. He respects the beliefs of others.
I'd like to welcome you here this evening. My name is Sonny Bass. I'm a Scoutmaster, present Scoutmaster of Troop 69. As you'll find out in a minute, Erik's had quite a few Scoutmasters in his tenure here, which you'll find out a little later on. This evening is a very special evening. The man that, and he will be a man, that's receiving the award this evening is the highest rank you can get in Scouting. And to that, all of us, and I'm one of them, that is an Eagle Scout, really hold that in high honor. It is really something very much to be proud of. Erik has chosen this evening to have Keith Quartermain to be his speaker. Those of you that have been familiar with 69, Keith Quartermain, and later on you'll meet Jack Rowe, are two of the old guard in Troop 69. Keith has been active in Scouting for 29 years. He was Scoutmaster for 6. He was Erik's first Scoutmaster. I guess I'll be his last, unless something happens in between. Keith is a very honored scouter. He holds the Scouter key, Scoutmaster key, and probably the most coveted award a Scouter can get, an adult leader, is the Silver Beaver. We're very fortunate in our troop. We have 3 Silver Beavers. To me, that shows the dedication that the men in this community have to the young men in this community. So without further ado, Chief Quartermain.
I've been told to project tonight. If you cannot hear me in the back, please raise your hand. Can you hear me? Good. Thanks a lot there, guy. When Lord Baden-Powell, a famous English general and a hero to his countrymen, developed the Scout system and founded the Boy Scout movement, he had no idea that it would prove popular enough to spread around the world. But that is exactly what happened. The day you became a Scout, you joined a world brotherhood of over 10 million members in more than 90 countries around the globe. All these Scouts have pledged themselves to the Scout oath and law as we did tonight. All of them consider you their brother. I've been extremely lucky. I was invited to a World Jamboree at Gilwell Park in London, at which 32 countries were represented. I was one of 6 Americans that were there. It's unbelievable. How many eagles do you know? Think about it. How many eagles do you know? On July the 20th, 1969, the Apollo 11 lunar module named Eagle landed at a place called Tranquility. On the inside were 2 men, Edwin Aldrin and Neil Armstrong. Both of these men were Eagle Scouts. Circling over them in the Apollo 11 was another Scout. You might say this was a scouting mission. They went to the moon. Michael Collins. He was only first class. We had 3 Scouts up there, guys. 3. A total of 12 men have walked on the surface of the moon. Every one of them has been an Eagle. Does that tell you something? Tell me Eagle Scouts are not something special. They walk on the moon. Gerald Ford was an Eagle. President of the United States. Edwin Aldrin buzzed to his comrades, got into deep water with NASA on this trip. He had transported an unauthorized item into space. See this little piece of metal? Eagle badge? It's at the foot of the American flag at Tranquility. On the 1st of May, 1973, in Enid, Oklahoma, a baby boy was born to Mr. and Mrs. Steinbring. His name was Erik. This guy's special also. I gotta clear my eyes so I can see this. I'm sentimental old fool. This guy is special also. He went through Cub Scouts with Pack 455 and received his Arrow of Light. He has progressed through Troop 69 and is today its Senior Patrol Leader, and I might add one of the best that I think we've had in a long while. He's a member of the Order of the Arrow. He belongs to the South Florida Woodturners Guild. His grade average is 3.7 out of a possible 4. As it stands right now, he's trying to decide which school he'll go to or which one he'll have. Which one will have him. I don't know which it is yet. Florida State, FIU, or the Air Force Academy. President, astronaut, Eagle Scout. How far will you go? How many boys will you inspire to take the trip to Eagle? How many boys will you help to Eagle? Erik, the world's out there, but we, the leaders of Troop 69, and the parents of the boys here at Troop 69 will be watching you. Godspeed.
Erik has asked that all the past Scoutmasters and all the Eagle Scouts that are present please come forward. I think what scouting does more than anything else is it builds men. And if by the leadership that Erik's had with his Scoutmasters and the adult leaders that are here, and I should tell you that all the Eagle Scouts that are present up here are adult leaders. So it doesn't quit when you turn 18 and find girls and cars. It does for a while, it did with me, but it doesn't quit totally, because always in the back of your mind is scouting. Once you attain that rank, it's something very special to you, and it's something that you always think about. You'll never forget it, believe me. I never have. I'm sure none of the rest of the men here have either. At this time, I'd like to have Erik and his mom and his dad, who's already up here, an Eagle Scout, come forward, please. This is a very special award. The medal and the badge, which Erik already has on, and the mother's pin. I think this is pretty appropriate, too, with Mother's Day being tomorrow. I can't think of a better gift to give your mom than something like that, quite honestly. So, Erik, it's time. Now, if your mom won't
Don't worry, I got the Band-Aid.
Now, there are a lot of guys out here that knows first aid. Okay, Erik's dad, Steve, has a special presentation that he'd like to make to his son.
This was given to me by my Scoutmaster 29 years ago. I'm now passing the guard. Maybe there'll be a third one.
He's speaking. He's got something to say, I think. Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, I have a few things to say. I'd like to thank you all for coming tonight. And I especially want to thank you for letting me into your life and you letting me learn many things from you, whether it was in the classroom, the field, or at camp outs. And I'd like to especially thank my parents for putting up with me for the past 17 years. And other than that, let's get to the informal stuff and dig into the cake.
Now you can sit down. Now everybody can sit down. I'll put the candles out. Yeah, Eric informed me a minute ago that I was the stage manager on this deal. He didn't tell me. Well, now we get the food. One thing I got to tell you though, I've got to relay one story about Eric. This past year, I had the distinction of taking, along with Mr. Blackstone, who's here this evening, another one of our adult leaders, of taking 6 boys to Philmont. It was an assorted crew, and it was a crew. And they got together, and at Philmont, what you do is you select a crew leader. Well, Eric is our SPL, so they elected Eric as our crew leader. And the one thing I can remember about Eric was every morning when we'd get up, of course, Mr. Blackstone and I were the first ones up. We had to leave early in the morning. Eric isn't the easiest guy to get up in the morning. I mean, it takes a bit to kind of get his motor started. And he was bunking, his tent mate was rolling. Well, they're kind of alike there. I mean, you know, you have to hit them a lot to get them out of the bed. And so every morning I'd go over to the tent and I'd shake the tent. And I'd yell at him, "Hey, crew leader, oh, crew leader, it's time to get up." And I said, and it's cold out here. And every morning without fail, this is a boy that's raised in South Florida. Every morning without fail, he'd come out and say, "It's not cold, it's brisk out here this morning." So wherever Eric goes in his life, the one thing I want to remember is waking up in those mornings thinking I was freezing to death. I was dying out there. Thinking about Eric yelling at me, saying no. And I think it's kind of your attitude about things. You know, it wasn't cold, it was just brisk. He was ready. He was ready to face the day. So with that, I'm going to miss Eric. He's going to be moving on. The troop's going to miss Eric. He's been a real asset, as Keith said. I'm really going to miss him a lot. With that, there's cake, cookies, punch, and everything. So have at it. Compliments of the Steinbring.
No,
you got to watch those guys.
What?
Let me up.
Oh, okay.
I really wish I could be a little more positive.
Well, we got three of them. Same motive, same opportunity.